I don't want to be a chicken farmer, but I do have chickens. And I think some of the time our business turns into a bit of a chicken farm. And the stuff that we're really passionate about, the stuff that we love, the healing of clients and doing all of that beautiful magic gets washed away in being a chicken farmer. Why don't you come with me while I let my chickens out and I'll explain a little bit more. So sometimes our business can feel like we're a chicken farmer. Let me explain. I've got these beautiful chickens here. I'm going to let out in a minute. And I really like the chickens. I like that they give us eggs every day. And, they've got some cool personalities, believe it or not. But I don't really love it. There are things I've got to do. There's chores I've got to do. I've got to clean it out. I've got to let them out. I've got to feed them. There's just stuff you have to do, which is just a bit like life. But sometimes our business can become that we start to become a bit of a chicken farmer. And unless you're really passionate about chickens, then that's going to become really heavy and a real chore. Follow me as I take my chickens up and give them some food and explain a little bit more. See, at the end of last year, my business started to feel a bit like I was becoming a chicken farmer, which meant I was just getting caught in all the stuff that we have to do. And I started to forget about the stuff that I really love about my business. And I think it's important as we step into this year that we don't get caught becoming chicken farmers and that we step back into the most powerful part of our business and really the work that we're here to do. And I think there's three key things that we can do to make sure that we don't become chicken farmers and that we don't get caught in the minutiae and some of those things that we dislike doing. And I think it's really important if we're going to get the reach, if we're going to make a bigger difference, if we're going to help our clients at a deeper level, that we don't get caught in the whole chicken farming. And I think there's three key things that we can do to make sure that that doesn't happen. Let's jump inside and I'll share it with you. So let's look at these three core aspects, because for me, I want to make sure my business is serving my life and that, it's not draining me. It's giving me energy. It's helping me to feel super inspired and super excited. And I think there's three key things that's going to help us to do that. And that's going to help us to grow these amazing, beautiful businesses and receive huge amounts of abundance, help more people and make a bigger difference. Now, the first thing that we need to do is to get really clear about our magic. And our magic is about our genius. What is that thing we just can't help but do? And possibly it's a thing that you've done all of your life, not just when you became a practitioner or a coach or a wellness professional. You've been doing it all your life. It's that thing you just can't help but do. It's the thing that your clients will often reflect back to you about, the thing they love about you. I love it when you do this, or I love it when you do that. And when we get really clear about our magic, and sometimes being a chicken farmer can mean that we just sort of lose connection with that. We lose connection. When we do lose connection with that, then what ends up happening is that we can feel, a bit down on ourselves. We can feel like we're not good enough. And, we can sort of forget, what that magic is, that thing we do. So at the start of the year, I like to look again at what is my magic? What is that beautiful thing that I do? Because when we amplify that, when we do more of that than the minutiae, than the feeding of the chickens, what ends up happening is we can find joy in our business. When we're doing that beautiful magic, we can really feel that joy of what we're doing. That's going to help us to become really passionate about what we do and how we actually do it. And when we share that with the world, that helps people engage with us. One of the things I really love, and I think my magic, is to be able to dive really deep, really quickly with someone and uncover the core issue of what's going on for them, what's holding them back, what's stopping them moving forward, what's stopping them getting into momentum and building the life or business or whatever of their dreams. In that process, they end up healing at a really profound and deep level. And that tends to be the thing that I love, and my absolute passion is to reach in and connect with that. There's been a few times in my life where I've come out of an experience and I've said, if I could do that for the rest of my life, then life would be, complete. And when I was doing a whole lot of personal development, I had this one lady, beautiful, just sort of tiny, small, meek, mild lady, and she came because she wanted to find the confidence to speak at her church in front of a whole audience. And over a period of, X amount of weeks, we helped her to come out of her shell and to dig deep and find her magic and the thing that she just find that confidence and find her again. And at the end of this experience, she came back and she'd spoken in front of her church, and you could just see how powerful this beautiful, meek, mild woman had become. And after that experience, that was one of the times where I've gone, oh my God, if I can do this for the rest of my life, then things are going to be absolutely amazing. Second is to look at alignment and start to think about, how do we align our business with our life? Because when we align our business with our life, everything works out better, because our life and our business are not separate entities. They are intimately intertwined together. And as a wellness professional, what you're teaching your clients, you're often giving to yourself, whether that's affirmations or meditations or, whether it's remedies or frequencies or whatever it might be. Our life and our business are not separate. And what we want to do is make sure our business is serving our life, not our life serving our business. And I think for me last year, it started to feel like my life was serving my business. And I don't want that to happen for this year, and I don't want that to happen for you, because it can kill inspiration or excitement or any of those sort of things. When you get this right and your business is actually serving your life, then you can fall in love with life and your business again, because they're all intertwined. They're all one thing. When that happens, we can then once again get super excited about life and our business. And that's contagious. When people are really passionate and excited, it becomes really contagious. The final piece of this puzzle, I think, is coherence. We want to come into coherence. And what that's about is getting into flow. When we're in coherence and we're, sharing our magic out in the world, we're fallen in love with our business and our life because it's serving us with greater abundance and giving us greater opportunities, maybe to travel or to have abundance to do all sorts of amazing things. When we can bring our business into coherence, where we're in flow and we've got maybe help and support, and we're able to spend more time in our magic, we're able to spend more time in alignment and serving our life. When we come into that coherence, what ends up happening is that we can get really super inspired about doing the work that we're here to do, moving the world to wellness. And that inspiration starts with our mission. So coherence is greatly helped by our mission. So if we can get really clear about our mission, then that's going to help us get up in the morning. And when we have to do the chicken feeding and the cleaning out of the chickens, if we can keep remembering our mission, then it doesn't feel as bad. And in the chicken's case, the mission is we get eggs, we get nourishment, and we know it's organic and it's real and it's just there. So in this case, we want to really, get clear about our mission. That's going to bring us into coherence with our life. And when we get clear with our meaning and alignment, or our magic and alignment, we get meaning. And meaning helps us to, again, get us up in the morning and do all of the beautiful work that we're here to do. And that's super exciting. And when we get the alignment and coherence together, then we're going to get really clear about our method. The method that's going to help us to go from where we are right now to where we want to be this year. And I'm sure if you're like me, you've been sitting there thinking about, what do I want to achieve this year? How do I want my business to be different? How can I maybe expand it and grow it where it still serves me, where I'm not having to do more work, more effort, more time to expand the business, but actually do less time, less energy, but grow your business, see more clients, make a bigger difference. I think when we put all this together, what's going to happen is we're going to have this abundance of energy. That abundance of energy is going to give us an abundance of money and time and all of those beautiful things. We're going to create this amazing, incredible wellness business, if that's what you're here to do. This can apply to any business, but in particular to our wellness businesses. So spend some time right now thinking about what is my magic and what is that thing that I just can't help but do, but I want to do all the time. Think about alignment. What do I want to achieve for my life and my business, and how do I want my business to serve my life? Think about the coherence, which is how am I going to get myself into flow? Do I need to hand things off to someone else? Do I need to get some support and help? But in particular, what is my mission? What is the real reason that I'm here? When we get clear about our mission, we can help have deeper meaning for why and what we're doing, and at the end of the day, create these incredible methods that are going to serve our clients, but also serve ourselves. So here's to building the best business you can this year and have the most success and joy and happiness and all of that sort of stuff as it serves your life. And let's stop being chicken farmers. Great to have chickens, let's do that, but let's build these incredible businesses that serve our life, serve our community, and serves the world. And I think that's going to be cool. Anyway, that's what I'm planning to do. Love to know what you're planning to do, and please comment below, and I'll see you really, really soon. Ciao.